After a few weeks off, we are back with the One-Up Nitro National Series, race number 3 of 25 for the Nitro National Series drivers, and we're in Massachusetts this week at the gorgeous Hillside Speedway in Natick. It's an absolutely stunning 1-mile oval with high speeds and even higher tire degradation. This is going to be a survival battle in the 100 laps of this race here today. Welcoming back to the booth after some time away, Duke Ansack is back with us. Great to have you back with us, and it was pretty good time for you last time out. You had Alex Forget-Berube, one of your drivers, lead flag to flag. I wouldn't expect to see something similar here just because of the nature of this racetrack is so different. But it's going to be an interesting sight to see these cars tackle the 36 degrees of banking at Hillside. No track is steeper.
Absolutely. You know, it really is a unique challenge this racetrack is. I mean, like you mentioned before, the tire degradation is the biggest thing here. The strategy calls are gonna have to be you're gonna have to be the first one to pit road. Just hands down. You have to be there. You get out on fresh tires, you're going seconds faster than the rest of the field. That's how you're gonna win this race if it goes green. If there's cautions, that's gonna be another challenge. But yeah, it's absolutely it's gonna be a fantastic race. You know, like we usually see here in the Nitro National Series, and I'm excited to watch it. What an awesome track.
Looking now at the starting lineup for today's 100-lap race, the Sierra 350 at Hillside. Alexa Luchon gets her first pole of the season in the number 50 Ford. She lines up on pole position. Alongside her, the championship runner-up a year ago, Keon Daly, is in the second spot. Dylan Young and Autumn Koger, solid contenders in row 2. And the rookie, Ryan Arnold, a bit of a surprise to round out the top 5. He lost his sponsor after Road Atlanta, and we'll see if he can put on a performance to prove that was a mistake. And we still got Alex Forget-Berube alongside him, still recovering from that Pensacola penalty, but he did a pretty good job at Road Atlanta, capturing the win there. But I still imagine this is a team on a comeback.
Yeah, for sure. You know, it's just a situation of trying to have good runs yet again. You know, it's the same goal as it was in the beginning of the season, you know, gain those points. And of course, the max outcome is going to be a little bit less than it was before, but that's all right. You know, as long as you're up there ready to rumble when the playoffs come around, then you're good to go. And of course, that team is going to be absolutely ready, especially after that performance we saw last week, flag to flag win from the 3 team. And you know, today is going to be one of those days that kind of separates the men from the boys, if you will, because this is going to be a challenging race, a grueling one for these drivers on old tires and stuff. And of course, separating the men from the boys, a little bit of a bad analogy to make, considering we have a lady leading the field to the green.
And that green flag will come to you in mere moments as Alexa Luchon and the rest of the field get ready to take on 100 laps here at Hillside Speedway. This is the One-Up Nitro National Series from Hillside Speedway. The green flag is next. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss a second of the 100 laps we have for you here today. With the pace car already on pit road, Alexa Luchon and Keon Daly leading to the green. The Sierra 350 underway, and the field barrels itself off in the turn 1 with Alexa Luchon getting a very steady lead at the front of the field, pulling a few car lengths on the side-by-side battle, which is now for second, between Keon Daly and Dylan Young in the 92.
Yeah, they're side-by-side for second place. It's punching a huge hole through the air, allowing that 50 car to sneak by and take the lead, and it looks like the 92 is broken free, the 52 as well, and now the top 4, single file running through the middle of this racetrack, already sliding around, starting to feel some of that tire wear on these extreme high banks.
You don't want to be on the very bottom of the racetrack. You want to be right where Luchon, Young, and the rest are running. About a lane or 2 up in the middle groove, that's where the momentum is, and that's where these cars handle their best. And right now, the field is pretty single file for the first 6 cars, I believe, all the way back to Ricky Freeman Jr. in 6th position. But right now, Alexa Luchon is the race leader. She's led both laps so far, and she's going to lead lap number 3 quite comfortably over Dylan Young. These are, to the best of my knowledge, Alexa Luchon's first laps led of the season as well.
Yeah, you know, in this track, it's such a difficult place to run because you really are using the entire track. As you watch these cars, we got a good shot of it here. go around this place, and they use every single lane. They go all the way high down the straightaways, and then you drop really low, just below that first tar line right there. To get into the corner, you slide up, and then you cut low in the middle, stay in the middle part of the track, and then you go down the straightaway on the outside again. So it's just it's a high speed, high intensity type of place, and we almost had to move for second place.
Yeah, Keon Daly had a think about it, but Dylan Young was just too far ahead, and now he's under fire, is Keon Daly from the 19 of Autumn Koger. She had a solid top 10 at Road Atlanta, and now she's looking to back it up with another one here at Hillside. And Keon Daly's having a bit of a rough start to the season. He's hoping to rebound with a strong finish here today. Maybe it's the runners-up slump for Keon Daly to start the season, but so far so good for him. He's running in third after starting second. Exactly what he needs right now is a good run in this race.
Yeah, and you saw that 19 try to make a move there, and it wasn't going to work out, because it's all about momentum here. You kind of sniffing that draft all the way around the track, and you want to try to make the move coming out of the corner so that everybody knows. I mean, it's so difficult to get through these corners single file as it is. Going too wide without somebody else knowing it's just a dangerous move. So this early in the race, with a couple pit stops to come, it's a bad idea to try to sneak in too wide into the corner without being completely on the side of the car that's ahead of you.
And all this sliding into the corners is just putting more wear into these tires. I bet they're already. If the caution were to come out now, I bet they'd all come in and take on fuel front already. That is the rate of degradation we have here at Hillside. It may not look like a fairly abrasive track, but trust us, it is quite the cheese grater of a racetrack, this mile oval. And every opportunity they can to take fresh tires, they will do so. How about this run from rookie Ryan Arnold? He is leading the Team Dayspring Brigade right now. Remember, we said at the top of the show, he lost his primary sponsor, Western Digital, earlier in the week, and he's putting on the performance of his season right now. He's running in 5th, which is very good, the highest rookie in the field right now, and he's pulling way above his weight right now, running with some serious challenges here.
Yeah, you're right. And it's always disappointing to lose sponsorship. It's just a demoralizing situation, and to come to the track and still show speed and to really be part of the race is always great. And there's real estate available for everybody out there that's looking to get their name on this broadcast. That's a good spot right there on the hood of that 10 car, and we got a big problem for the 46.
That's Bentley Schaefer in the 46. He made his debut last week at Road Atlanta, had a strong top 20 there, but unfortunately for him, his race will come to an early end, it looks like, here on lap number 14. The 46 looks like some sort of mechanical failure going on under the hood of that Ford, and makes the slow trip down pit road into his pit, and we'll see what the diagnosis is from the BSM team there. It looks like they're going to try and send them back out. I don't think it's going to work, though. That amount of smoke. They're putting 4 fresh tires on it, but I just don't see them getting back out there.
Yeah, it's going to take a little bit of work under the hood there. I don't know. They're probably just trying to diagnose the problem at this point. Pop on some tires, see what you got, and that's a tough break. No longer in contention for the win, of course, but maybe get back out there and live to race a couple more laps. Well, we've still got the pole sitter out front in that 50 car, looking really good so far in this race.
Yeah, Alexa Lucian, remember, she won the pole at, I believe it was Nashville last year, and led a lot of laps there before fading at the end. But she's doing a good job staying out in front of the trouble here at Hillside. She's got about a half-second lead over Dylan Young, who in turn has 3/10 over Keon Daly and Autumn Koger, and the whole top 10 separated by just 3 seconds. So everybody's single file, of course, but they're not pulling too far of a gap from each other.
No, of course. I mean, they're kind of staying right with each other, and that, of course, is going to allow any of these guys that are within the I mean, you look all the way through to 10th is only a little bit more than 3.5 seconds back. So any of those guys realistically could pit right now or pit at the very beginning of the pit window, and then get out there on track and gain a ton of time and take over the lead. So, right at this point of the race, it's all about just staying calm, staying consistent, and trying to stay in it. It's you want to be close enough to make a move. Right now, you don't want to be, you don't have to be leading the pack, but boy, it is good to be leading the pack.
We can confirm as well that after a few efforts to refire that engine, it just would not happen for Bentley Schaefer. He is out of the race on lap 20. He will finish 41st today. That will be a big blow to him trying to make the top 30 in points. Although, we only had 41 cars enter this race, so it's a guaranteed entry for everybody. But I imagine we'll have more entries in other races further down the line, and that may become an issue once again. But I have faith that Bentley Schaefer will be back and ready to go at Las Vegas, and ready to put on a show over there as well. But we're on lap number 22 now, and Alexa Luschan's gap is getting smaller. It's down to a quarter second over Dylan Young, and a further quarter second back to Keon Daly in the 52.
Yeah, while this top 5 has kind of started to condense, past that, it started to fall off. Not exactly sure what the cause of that is, but 6th place is now almost 3.5 seconds back, and everybody else is within 1.5 seconds. And of course, that lost sponsorship 10 car is sitting right there pretty in 5th place. And here's that second grouping of cars, beginning with the 91. So that's Ricky Freeman Jr. In that United Rentals Ford. So it's not out of reach for this group, of course, but something is causing a bit of a holdup back here.
But it might just be conserving tires and hoping to go a little bit longer into the race. Like Ricky Freeman Jr., Glenn Mixon in the 34, having his best run of the season so far, and Alex Forget-Berube, a winner at Road Atlanta a few weeks ago. Now he's looking to back it up with another solid run. He's running an 8th, just behind Glenn Mixon and just in front of Kyle Corbett in the 66. And then behind them, Kean Rivers in the 54. I mentioned Ryan Arnold was the highest rookie in the race. Well, Rivers in the 54 is not too far behind him, in the 10th position, leading the 4 Phantom Fury cars in this race. And Rivers doing a good job holding off some big names like Patrick Smith, Zachary DeLello, Joshua Michaels. Yeah, Rivers is holding off all of them, and he's keeping that final spot in the top 10 pretty well in his grasp.
Yeah, and pretty much this whole field is single file right now, but as you can see, they're starting to get lower and lower on the entry. They start to dive real low and slide up the track, and that's the main reason that the tires get eaten up so much here, is all the sliding around you do. It's not necessarily like, the old Atlanta surface was really rough and like gravel almost, but this surface isn't necessarily like that. It's just that you're sliding around so much. The high banking has a lot of pressure on these tires, so you can't really make a tire that has enough grip to go around here without making it so that's also going to fall off quite significantly during the run. So Goodyear does the best job they can out there bringing these tire compounds for this race, and it is just a tough, grueling track for all the equipment.
Going through the field, you can see several drivers like defending champion Ryan Caggiano in the midfield right here, Tyler Ferris and Eric Monaco just inside the top 20 right here, and Cody Goforth is making his full-time return here in the 01. And we got one coming out of the pits after an early tire stop here. That's the rookie sensation of the first 2 races, Yates Terzic, in the 00. He had such a strong run in the opening races of the season, but now he is 2 laps down in the 40th position, but he does have 30 lap pressure tires than everybody else. He is going to be on a tear trying to get those laps back. And look at him go.
He is going to feel like, he's going to feel like Superman for a little bit here until other people start to pit. I mean, that thing is going to be going so fast. Watch him he passed one already. He's about to get another, and that won't be the end. Oh man, close through the corner. This 00 car is going to be moving and grooving for the next for quite a few laps here before people make a pit stop. This is going to be fun to watch.
We saw this in the Superstar race here a year ago. Now that the Nitro National Series has this track all to itself, it's going to be interesting to see if this trend would continue with one car being faster than all the others after making an early stop, and so far it's holding true. Yates Terzik's already passed about 6-7 cars in the span of 2 laps, and the only reason he's not continuing that is that Ryan Caggiano's doing his best to block off the progress of that 00.
Yeah, that was I think the 81 right there was actually working on making a pass, and then really wasn't working out. Now the 81 slid up the track, a little bit scary right there, a moment with the 00. Now they're side by side behind, but the 00 continues to move through this pack, and now is stuck behind that 7 car, making a move down.
Those are teammates at Coda Racing System. Aaron Hall, of course, moves out of the way, lets the faster Terzic go. Now he gets around Michaels and Kian Rivers and Zachary DeLello. This 00 is the fastest car on the track by a long shot. And once he gets clear of Ricky Freeman Jr., he can really start chasing down the top 5 that have gapped themselves by about 4 seconds. That'll be nothing to Yates Terzic. He'll be able to catch him in a few laps, I imagine.
Yeah, now this is that second group again, and they have continued to fall off that front pace. I don't know, maybe that 91 is saving some tire, or maybe it's all of them, I don't know, but there is a huge gap between them and the top 5, and it looks like Alexa Lucian has actually pretty much gotten a pretty solid gap on the 92, over 2 seconds now, and we're about to find out what it really looks like when the 00 catches up to him. Yeah, there's that gap. My goodness. A big gap between first and second place now.
Yeah, Alexa Lucian is doing everything she can to build a solid enough gap to when those tires start to fall off, she'll be able to have a cushion if Young and Daly start to gain on these guys. And there's Yates Terzic. He's already caught them, and he's already passing them. He's passed Arnold, he's passed Koger, he's getting past Keon Daly as well, and it'll be a matter of time before he gets back to just being 1 lap down. And at the rate he's going, he might even get back on the lead lap after a while.
Yeah, so here's the big question. It's between, do you want to make multiple stops in this race and use that time in the pit lane to potentially gain it back on fresh tires, or do you want to make less pit stops? It's a crew chief mind game between these guys, and we're going to see. Oh my gosh, it's incredible. This is the leader of the race that Yates Terzic is going by, just absolutely like a bolt of lightning going past to get back 1 lap down. This 00 is. So we're just going to have to see which of the strategies pays off, because that might not have been a strategy call for the 00, but you're stuck with it now. You gotta move while you can. So we'll see how it plays out.
Man, he passed the 90 of Yale Yoxel like the 90 was standing still. It's incredible. Yoxel, of course, making his series debut in the Incendia Motorsports number 90. He looks like he'll be the first car to fall a lap down to Alexa Lucian. We're already on lap 40 of this race. We've already had some very interesting storylines to talk about, from Yates Terzic's dash through the field to get his laps back, and pit strategy abounds. You can't not love Hillside Speedway for all the excitement it provides. And now that the Nitro National Series has made this place its own, this is just going to be a place we keep coming back to, and we look forward to coming back to, just for the shenanigans and crazy antics it provides.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's just an entertaining race, plain and simple. Nothing more to it, and we'll see where that 00 makes it to by the time these guys make pit stops. Probably, I would assume they're going to split this race in half, pitting around lap 50. Any longer than that seems like it would be foolish. However, you never know what these people have up their sleeves, and of course that 00 still has yet another pit stop to make. Now, here's the flip side of that strategy, is there's going to be a time where the 00 car is significantly slower than everyone else on the track, because they will have just pitted and he will have been out for 13 or I guess it'll be 20 some laps at that point. So that's the flip side, and of course you're going to be fast at the end of it. We'll see how it goes. That's it's going to be so unpredictable an amount of action at the end of this race that I hope puts the 00 in a good spot, maybe fighting for the win.
Alexa Lucian's gap at the top of the table is shrinking. It's down to just 1 second now between herself and this battle for second between Dylan Young and Keon Daly. It looks like the gap is pretty much stabilized at about a second now. But could this be Alexa Lucian starting to conserve the tires she burnt up earlier in the run? Or could this be Dylan Young and Keon Daly and all the others just using these tires more, trying to push to catch up to the 50? Because Lucian's closing in and locking up the most laps led bonus. She's led all 45 laps so far. If she can lead to lap 52, she'll lock it up for sure. So, yeah, it's just going to be interesting to see what these cars do as far as pit strategies go. Because I think they might try and extend this to about lap 60, 65, around there. You never know, though. You've seen Yates Terzic and the amazing job he's done by pitting early. If, say, someone like Alex in the 4 seconds back, Ricky Freeman Jr. in 8 seconds back, if one of them were to try pitting at, say, about now, they might be able to undercut and leapfrog all these guys at the front just for having fresher tires on for longer.
Yeah, so it's this big mind game, because if you were to pit at lap 50, right, and you're one of the few people that pits at lap 50, you're going to be going really fast, but you're not going to make up the 2 laps you lose on the pit lane very quickly. You're going to be stuck laps down if a caution came out. And that's why they call it the danger zone. When you pit before the leaders pit, you're going really fast, you're making up a lot of time, but if caution comes out, you're totally screwed. So it's going to be interesting to see who takes that risk of pitting first. I'd say that the 3 cars in the perfect position to take advantage. Of course, the 3 car has been moving and grooving in the last few laps here, kind of closing that gap from that second group that we saw earlier, and making it back up to this first group, maybe because of saved tires or whatever. There's that 90 pitting who is at the tail end of the lead lap.
That's Yale Yoxel in the 90. Yeah, he is the first one to pit under these circumstances. He might have tried to save himself from being lapped there by pitting now. He's good to go to the end of the race. So we'll see what that strategy does for Yale Yoxel's race in the Incendia Motorsports group. But so far, none of the leaders have pitted yet. And there's Yates Terzic in the background. He's passed everybody in the field at least once, and now he's going to try and get back on the lead lap, as Alexa Lucian now locks up the most laps led bonus point as well.
Yeah, so that Yates Terzic is about to try to get himself back on the lead lap by passing these leaders. Now, here's the thing. When the leaders pit, there he goes. When the leaders pit, they're going to go, they lose 2 laps in the pit lane, right? So Yates Terzic will take the lead of this race until the next pit stop. And, of course, the leaders will be flying on fresh tires. So that's going to be how it cycles, and we're in the time. You know, the window is open for pitting, and I think that Yoxel made a good move right there, because it's nothing to lose. You know, you're about to go a lap down, so you might as well make that pit stop and see what happens. But yeah, everybody else has a lot to lose in the front, especially. So we'll see who pits first. I have a feeling when one of them pits, there's going to be a lot following in the following laps. So we're just waiting to see who it is.
You see Alex Forget-Berube, he holds the fastest lap of the race so far, and he has actually caught Ryan Arnold in the 10 for 5th. So make this a 6-car battle for the lead, separated by 3 seconds. But now you see actually, it looks like Yale Yoxel had a speeding penalty on his first pit stop. That'll end his strategy run and drop him back to about 4 laps down in this race. But here's Yates Terzic. He has passed about 7 or 8 cars. Now that he's back on the lead lap, these are all moves for position. So, and here's Yale Yoxel. He's 4 laps down now, but he's the fastest car on the track now, and he's taking full advantage, blasting past everybody in sight, hoping to get as many of those laps back as he can, try to salvage something out of a missed opportunity for that 90 group. But right now, Alexa Lucian continues to lead. We're on lap 56. The window's open, so
Yeah.
whoever wants to go climb through it be our guest, because that'll make this race that'll be a very interesting storyline to follow once this race gets into the pit window, which right now no one's actually climbed into quite yet.
Yeah. I'm honestly feeling like whoever it is in this front group, even the top 10 or anybody that's within, 10 or 12 seconds of the leader, we've got one in the pit.
That's Logan Williams in the 23. He was running about mid-pack. We'll see what this does for him as he exits the pits.
Yeah, it depends on how long it is until the leaders pit, but I was about to say that I think the first person to pit that's relatively close to the leaders within 10 or 12 seconds will be someone who has a shot to challenge for the win, and of course the 23.
Oh, we got a taker. It's Kyle Corbett. Kyle Corbett in the 66 has pitted. He was running 8th. This is and Autumn Koger. Autumn Koger is in. She was running 4th. Kenneth Grant's in the pits as well, but Autumn Koger, this is critical. She was the first of the leaders to come in. So we'll see how that fares for Autumn Koger. I'm surprised that Lucian and Young and Daly, I'm surprised they didn't respond to that, because now they've got to react within the next few laps, because every lap you stay out there, unless you're hoping for a caution to come out, which if that happens, that opens the door wide open. You don't need to use the window anymore. But either way, this is going to be very interesting. I think that's Keon Daly who's coming in. Yes, it is. Keon Daly is making his pit stop from 3rd place. So now it's just Lucian and Young that are still on the racetrack. Green flag pit stops well underway now. On lap number 60, we're curious to see who's going to bite first, because at this point in the race, nice, Logan Williams flying, absolutely flying past these guys, and Dylan Young is into the pits as well.
Yeah, the thing that will save these leaders now, I believe, is a caution. I mean, I hate to be so pessimistic about this strategy call, but really, this is not the way I would have gone at the 66. Just go by. What are you doing? Sitting behind the 50. There you go. Get by on those fresh tires. It's like there's a whole different gear between those cars. Oh man, yeah, they're still staying out there. I don't know if I agree with this strategy. We'll see what it's like at the end of this thing, but man, oh man, I think that the 19 and the caution's out.
Alexa Lucian just got her wish. The caution flag is out. We'll find out. We'll try and find out what the caution's for. But this is an absolute godsend for the 50 team and everybody else who stayed on the racetrack. I think Dylan Young and Keon Daly, Autumn Koger, they're all going to be trapped a lap down here after this wreck. There's the cause of the caution. David Wells in the 56. His race has come to an end early on lap 63, and now pit lane's open and it's feeding time. And now Yates Terzik's back.
Saved. Absolutely saved.
He's back on strategy with everybody else, and he'll restart this race probably in the top 5. But Alexa Lucian will be able to make her pit stop, as will Alex Forget-Berube and Ryan Arnold. They'll all be able to make their pit stops under caution. So this is an absolute blessing for all of these teams that managed to hold out there for as long as they could. But for everybody who pitted under green, you can never predict these sorts of things. And
I can't even believe it.
At this point in time, you just have to grin and bear it, because now this race has changed in an instant. We'll find out what happened to the 56 of David Wells shortly, but a lot of these guys are going to stay on the racetrack and get their laps back that way. But man. So it looks like David Wells was about to make his green flag pit stop, but he's really high up the track. I think he commits to this way too late, and there comes a point in time where you've got to bail out of that and just figure, okay, I missed the pit entry, and I'll go at it again the next lap. But David Wells was committed, and it just didn't pay off for him. He's done for today.
Yeah, that's really, really tough.
But
it looked like he was out there. He was out there in the loose rubber, and because of those faster cars going by on the inside, couldn't control it anymore. Straight into the end of the pit wall. Hopefully, it's all right. But yeah, now we've got a restart. So this is gonna be something special.
Yeah, you'll see these cars: Autumn Koger, Keon Daly, Dylan Young. They were in the front of the field before the pit stop started. Now they're on the tail end of the lead lap. trying to stay on the lead lap of this race, or maybe even just to stay one lap down. But your leader will be Alexa Lucian, and she will be starting quite deep in the field right here. She'll be doing everything she can to try and hold off the hungry pack of challengers behind her, but if one of them gets to her inside on this restart, that could change this race. And Alexa Lucian's led every lap so far. It would be a shame if she lost it here, but we're all going to find out together. It's the restart of the Sierra 350 on lap number 66. The green flag's back out. We're on their way once again.
There it is. Watch Alex Forget-Berube already to the bottom lane. Really tough situation for Alexa Lucian right there. And of course, all of these leaders have the freshest tires of anybody in the pack right now because they just pitted. No green flag laps on their tires. And this is going to be a mad dash to try to get ahead of everybody. And right now, Alex Forget-Berube, for the second race in a row, finds himself leading. But this time he's got a hungry pack of challengers, like you said, directly behind. So this is going to be really interesting. They're through wide. Oh my gosh, this is absolutely crazy.
Oh, we got one stuck. One's wedged onto the apron. That's Yates Terzic in the double zero. It looks like he's just got stuck there for a little bit. He's back up to speed now. He lost about 3 spots in that exchange. He's back to 7th. He's still in the top 10, which is a net gain for that double zero. Yeah. After the afternoon he's had. Man, that's quite the ordeal for him. And now look who's in second place. It's the number 10 of Ryan Arnold. We talked about him a lot in this race, in the situation he's in. He's now right on the back bumper of Alex Forget-Berube, and he might even have a chance at taking the lead of this thing.
There's nearly contact right there. Of course, that 10 car getting a lot of TV time. Just keep that in mind, folks. Lots of TV time for them. And here comes Alexa Lucian back up to 3rd place here, and in a fury after leading all the laps up to this point, and now trying to get back up there. And look at this. The field ahead of the leaders now is single file. So it's going to get a lot easier for everybody to start passing people. You know, they're not really going that much faster. Of course, a lot of these guys had just pitted, so they're fairly even tires. Of course, they do wear pretty quickly, and I don't know. This is fascinating with only about 29 laps left in this thing.
Yep, Ryan Arnold is driving the race of his life. He's got so many good challengers around him. Alex Forget-Berube, a noted talent in this series. Alexa Lucian, dominant in this race. Defending series champion Ryan Caggiano's not too far behind either. This is just amazing for Ryan Arnold. He drifts up high a little bit. That might allow Lucian to get around, but
a big run.
Regardless of the outcome of this race, this is going to be a great day for that 10 group and Team Dayspring. That team had was a bit of a struggle last year with Francois Chastain at the wheel, but now they put another rookie in that car to see how we do, and he's running 2nd right now. Might lose it here in a bit, but still, very strong run for Ryan Arnold as he's under pressure from the dominant driver of the race so far, Alexa Lucian.
Yeah, and you know, the more they hold each other up by racing, the better it is for Alex Forget-Berube, but he cannot get past that lapper. That 53 car right ahead will not let him by, and of course, they're not really going all that much faster, so this race might be won by behind some of these cars that are just hanging on to the tail end of the lead lap.
That's Kenneth Grant in the 53. He had a mechanical failure at Road Atlanta last time out. He's looking to rebound a little bit here. He's still running, at least. But now Alexa Lucian.
Wow, dangerous move. 3 wide with the lapper. Backed out of it, which was a good call. But Alexa Lucian definitely has the fastest car of all these guys up front. So this is going to be interesting. There's still quite a few laps left in this thing, and Alexa Lucian is breathing down the neck of Alex Forget-Berube.
25 laps to go from Hillside Speedway. And right now, Alexa Lucian's got a very strong car under her, but she's got to find a way around this 3 car. No one was able to pass him at Road Atlanta, but that's a twisting road course. This is a high-speed mile oval here at Hillside. They have managed to get past Kenneth Grant now. So the next car up is Yale Yoxel in the 90. So regardless, Alex Forget-Berube is doing everything he can to keep this lead. He wants to get back-to-back wins for the first time in his career. He wants to continue racking up points after that Pensacola penalty, but can't afford any mistakes, because an incident here or some other form of mistake could really put a dent in his comeback hopes.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's a comeback season for this 3-car, like we were talking about it in the pre-race, that this team, you know, they need to operate like they had been operating before the penalty, of course, but now it is a little bit more desperate. You know, that's the feeling you get. And of course, here's the battle for third, which is fallen behind because they're stuck behind Kenneth Grant right there. But yeah, this is going to be really interesting at the end of this race, whether it's the race for first or third. This is going to be quite the ending to a fantastic race we've had so far.
There's a pretty intense race for fifth going on, too, between Chris Lattimore in the 87, Joshua Michaels in the 18. But we're focused on the race for the lead because this is going to be the main outcome of this race. Alex Forget-Berube has led since the restart, but Alexa Lucian's been keeping him honest the entire time. Lucian's starting to drift a little bit higher up the racetrack, trying to build more momentum up there. Try and gain on this 3, and if he keeps getting held up behind Yoxel here, this will be a very tight battle for the lead, as we now have 20 laps to go.
Yeah, the thing that I've been noticing about that 50 car is that she is able to drive a little bit lower on the track through the corners than Alex Forget-Berube is. And of course, it's not every lap that she's doing that, but that's important because if you can get down there and get a little bit of air just right there, look, just a little bit lower, a little bit air on that spoiler, that splitter on the front of the car, gives you a little bit more downforce and sliding out of the corner they come. But a little bit more downforce through the corner is going to help you keep your momentum up, even though you're going lower, you're going faster, and that's gonna be the key to this victory. Of course, if Alex Forget-Berube can get by one of these lap cars, and then have that lap car slot in between himself and that 50, that's going to be big news. And we'll see. There's a move coming here, maybe not, and the 50 goes way high. I don't know if there's anything up there. It's probably pretty dirty. Is there momentum?
It's the faster way around, but it's also no one's run up there much this race. And now Alex does get underneath Yale Yoxel in the 90. This is going to allow Alex to keep a slim lead. And now Lucian goes high again. She's trying to find some grip up there, because the track's well rubbered in on the bottom, but not much doing on the top. But now she's got a huge run off of 2, and she's closed right back up onto the 3 and makes a move to the inside.
Wow, the outside lane. We were able to set up that pass a few corners ago, but now the 3 is going to be on the outside. Let's see if the same thing will happen with the momentum.
It's going to be interesting to see. I don't know if it's going to work exactly as well. Because Alexa Lucian now back with a slim lead. She's going to try and clear through 3 and 4. Yeah, she did it. Alexa Lucian back to the lead.
What a move to set it up on the outside lane like that. Nobody has been out there except when you're sliding around. You get up out there in that dirty area of the track and then just make the move coming through the next corner. That is an excellent display of racecraft in this one. But of course, look at this. They're 2 wide, racing for position up just ahead of the leaders. This is going to be interesting. I don't think it's over yet.
No, and those lap cars forced Lucian up high. Alex now gets a run on the bottom, but Lucian's been pretty good on the top. She'll be able to clear this 3 car. And this is going to be and now this has allowed Arnold and Caggiano back into the mix as well. You see them in 3rd and 4th. They're making gains, but now Logan Williams is getting in the way of Alex in the 3. This is going to allow Alexa Lucian to get a bit of a gap. Now Ryan Arnold makes a move for 2nd.
Yeah, that was huge for Alexa Lucian. Now Alex is stuck. They're all stuck behind this 23 car. Man, oh man, Alexa Lucian. This is exactly what she wanted. This one lap car to hold up.
I think she's got a flat on the racetrack.
Oh!
Car number 50, Alexa Lucian, the race leader, picked up a flat tire, and now her hopes of winning this race are shot. This is gonna be a close. Now this is the battle for the lead. Ryan Arnold's the leader in the race now.
And they're still stuck behind this 23 car. My goodness, this race has just been absolutely insane.
And the caution flag flies on lap 91.
Oh, wow.
This is going to change the race in a big hurry. Ryan Arnold, the first laps led of his career, and now, with 9 laps to go in this race, could be in position to get a win in only his 3rd series start.
Holy smokes. This is incredible. What is going on?
You see Alexa Lucian coming out of the pits. A flat tire on that 50, and it looks like the caution was for... Oh, you see Alexa Lucian making up a lot of time here, getting around all these lap cars, and coming up... Oh my goodness! Santiago Alvarez, that was a bit uncalled for in the 98. I'm sure the officials will be looking into the 98 driver, but now Alexa Lucian, we'll see if that caused any damage to the back of that 50 car. Yeah, there's a little bit, but...
I don't know, I think
Joshua Michaels is in the pits now. He was running 5th. This race is getting insane all of a sudden.
I can't even believe what I'm watching.
Now, Ryan Arnold is the leader of this race, but over Ryan Caggiano, who moved up into 2nd spot. Alex Forget-Berube 3rd, of course. Chris Lattimore's up there. Zane Grayson making his series debuts in the pits as well. It looks like it starts back here with David Byers in the 27. Oh, he just washes up into Raiden Red, hits Rashid Mahendra, who knocks the wall down a little bit, and Byers goes sliding down the back straightaway. It's a real shame for David Byers. DeBrit was having a very strong run up in the top 15, but now, well, he might not lose that much time. He'll be able to put 4 fresh ones on at 27, and he'll be able to get back into the race without much difficulty. But the battle up front is what we're going to be keeping an eye on, because now, with under 10 laps to go, this will be a single file restart. So if Chris Lattimore's stuck behind a lap car, that allows this to be a 3-man battle for the win. And boy, Ryan Arnold, if he were to ever be in contention for the win, and he was able to pick who he'd race for the win, I'm sure the last 2 people that would be on his list would be the defending champion, Ryan Caggiano, and the winner of the last race, Alex Forget-Berube in the 3. Yeah. The lights are out on the pace car. We're going to have a 6-lap shootout to settle the winner here.
Yeah, but a couple of big-time drivers right behind, and man, oh man, Ryan Arnold, you know, I mean, there's no bigger challenge than to defend those 2 cars. Of course, it looks as if there won't be lap traffic to deal with now. I don't know if anybody on the lead lap has fresh tires, but if they do, that's going to be a huge advantage.
Joshua Michaels does. He's going to be restarting in 21st position. Okay. I'm sure David Byers also came in to replace his flat-spotted tires, and I think Zane Grayson as well. Those will be the 3 to keep an eye on, but there's going to be a lot of lap cars in between. I'm not sure they're going to make up much time, but we're about to find out. We've got 6 laps to go in the Sierra 350. Ryan Arnold, the rookie, in just his 3rd series start, leads him back to green.
Yeah, well, we'll see who jumps down to the bottom. It looks like that 10 got a fantastic restart. 3-4 car lengths ahead at the beginning there, and that's going to be exactly what he needed, because that, I mean, the best place to pass right there was on the restart, getting low into turn 1, and it didn't happen. So the 10, secure for now, coming to 4 to go.
Patrick Smith gets around Chris Lattimore for 4th. Could the 04 be a factor? He's got to make up a lot of time in a very short amount of laps. But that 04 has been strong so far this year. We'll see if he can play a factor in deciding this race. But with 5 laps to go, coming to 4 to go, it is Ryan Arnold in the lead of this race comfortably over Ryan Caggiano and Alex Forget-Berube. 4 laps to go. These are going to be the best. Going to have to be the best 4 laps of Ryan Arnold's young career.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, these two drivers right behind are hungry. You know, they want to get some wins, and they've done it before. They know how. Of course, right now, they have to beat that 10 car, and I don't know. They haven't made up a lot of ground on him.
Yep, coming to 3 laps to go, and I think Alex Forget-Berube's got a flat, too. He's in the pit lane right now.
My gosh.
Knock him out of contention for this race win. And a lot of cars having issues. Patrick Smith among them. Raiden Red, Chavis Mitchell. We got to find out what's causing all these issues. But no issues right now for Ryan Arnold. He's coming to 2 laps to go in that 10 car.
This is absolutely mind-boggling. Everything is going crazy. And still, Ryan Arnold is leading this race ahead of Ryan Caggiano. And absolutely no contest at the moment. The 81 has nothing for him.
Coming to the white flag this time, Ryan Arnold in just his 3rd series start. Looking to hold off the defending series champion. We got 1 more lap to go from Hillside Speedway, and Ryan Arnold, after a very dismal start, to his 2022 season, his rookie campaign in the Nitro National Series. His sponsor, Western Digital, dropped their support after Road Atlanta. That's going to be a big mistake for them, because coming through 3 and 4 for the final time, rookie Ryan Arnold's going to post a huge upset in the Sierra 350. Arnold takes it at Hillside.
Wow, that is absolutely incredible. And coming across the line, not third, but in third in the order on track was Alexa Lucian, who we have to give a huge shout out to in this race. Led a ton of it, but just at the end, not enough. A lot of people had to pit, and man, Ryan Arnold taking advantage of a crazy situation.
Chris Lattimore will come home third in this race. Elijah Ironhouse, we didn't talk about him all day, and he brings home a top 5 in 4th. Oh, look out, Glenn Mixon. Oh, boy. Well, just like we saw at Road Atlanta last week, we got a few kinks to sort out as far as making these pit entries a little safer. But Lattimore gets his career best finish in 3rd. Elijah Ironhouse comes home 4th after we hadn't mentioned him all day. Glenn Mixon gets his best result in the Nitro National Series in 5th. Yates Terzic, after a very up-and-down day, I'm sure he'll be very happy to come home in 6th position. Eric Monaco gets his 2nd top 10 of the season in 7th. Nicky Martinez, 8th. Rashja Mahendra, after hitting the wall late, comes home 9th. And A.J. Jones gets his first career top 10, rounding out the top 10 in this one. This was an absolutely chaotic final bit of this race, but Team Dayspring have got to be over the moon because their rookie driver has pulled off one of the biggest upsets I've ever seen.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You know, we had a couple of drivers dominating this thing, and then they both struggled at the end of the race with some odd tire problems or whatever it was that caused so many cars to pit at the end. Of course, there's going to be a big investigation, I'm sure, on what happened there. But man, oh man, to capitalize on that race, the number 10, just a fantastic performance from that whole team, a well-needed one as well. So I'm very, very happy for them. Congratulations, of course, to the whole team. They earned this one. They deserved it. They beat Ryan Caggiano to the finish, and man, what a race! This one's a classic.
So from Duke and second for myself as well, we say goodbye from Hillside Speedway. We'll see you again soon at Las Vegas Motor Speedway for race number 4, where Ryan Arnold, maybe he might get a new sponsor between now and then. Who knows? But he'll be celebrating with that blue number 10. He is the race winner after a chaotic day at Hillside Speedway led to one of the biggest upsets in 1UP Nitro National Series history.